All right, let's film a video while I'm live video. Do a double live. So what's up, everyone? Live here on a Thursday afternoon into my office, my Scottsdale office. So I thought I'd go live. Tune in, jump over there if you want to tune in. I want everyone to the Maat Legal channel. It's where I'm going to be all of my lives in the future. Is the Maat Legal YouTube channel. So go there and yeah, we'll see you. Come hang out this Thursday right now. All right, let's share that on Instagram. And yeah, as you guys are tuning in, this is kind of informal stream. I'm live right now in a few places. I have on my personal Facebook page, the Maat Legal Facebook. I'm also live on the Maat Legal YouTube channel. But if you're in the Maat Legal YouTube channel, there and follow it. In the future, I'm going to be doing all lives. That way, you can see the comments. So know where you guys are watching from. You can leave a comment in there, whether on your Facebook, YouTube, where you're at. But in the future, it's all going to be at the Maat Legal YouTube channel. Instead of going live multiple places, it's going to be just the Maat Legal YouTube channel. So hope everyone's having a good week. This is kind of a formal game. Just trying something different. Live tomorrow as well. A streak going. It's been I don't know, several months now where I've gone live every Friday. I'm going to keep that streak going, and this live. Okay, so I'm going to share on Instagram. Just when you get something out, they up pages. So on Instagram, I manually just select them as I'm sharing in Instagram. I don't know if you guys do that. I don't like giving more access than we have to. I'm going to show you the digital asset trust, how that works. So I'm going to show off our Maat Legal software in the estate process, and then I'll show them how digital asset trust. And then if you want to hear about anything, leave it in the comments. We can discuss on Thursday afternoon, unscheduled post. All right, I'm sharing on Instagram. Let's see. Oops. So what's everyone doing on Thursday afternoon? Are you still at work? Done working for the day? Are you at work pretending to work, done for the day? What's done today? What's everyone up to? So you guys want to want to see our new app? Okay, so I'm posting now, and it's live now on Google, YouTube, and Face. Instagram there too. So many social medias do is to delete them. So live, I'm going to do the opposite of what everyone's doing. But I do want to simplify to one platform, I think. So I will encourage everyone to follow Maat Legal YouTube channel. So I'm going to put the ad there. Or let's see, that's subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube is what we want you to do. Go to the Maat Legal YouTube, subscribe there. That Nikki. Hello, Nikki. Oops, I gotta hide this banner. So yeah, I'm still working. I don't know if this counts as working. This stream is what I would say. So it doesn't really count. This is just fun. I want to see what you guys want to hear about on stream or future streams. Devin, listening to you all and the sub 2A going to be a path of knowledge tonight. All right, sweet. So has a Q&A going on. So if the sub 2 group wants to about probate, let me know. Happy to answer some questions on that. I spoke at Pace's Mastermind, I guess it was a couple weeks ago on a Saturday. Awesome event, great to be around those people. And I came up with the presentation. I basically summarized what I've been doing at Pace and other state investors. And I shared it with Pace's group, which was real estate investors, but I'm preparing to share that to attorneys as well. So I want attorneys to reach out to the real estate people, people like Devin that are out there, helping people solve problems, distressed real estate. So yeah, the attorneys, they want those, they want to do the legal work. So trying to connect those groups. It's part of the reason why I've been going live more often. Okay. And yeah, but I want everyone follow the Maat Legal YouTube. That's where all the lives are going to be in the future. Okay, so let me share my screen. So originally I was going to record something, and I was like, you know what? I'll just go live and see what happens. See if I get some usable content on there. So I want to show off our Maat Legal app. So I have kind of a couple of hats. So I'll show you my first. Here's my main business, DanaLegalHelp.com, Dana and Associates. So this is where I practice probate and estate planning in Arizona and California. Now, if you scroll all the way down here, you'll see Maat Legal here, and some of our processes like the personal family legal session and our paperless processes. These are unique, where I think we have the best processes. I'm a little biased, but this, we make sure that that people that do estate planning with us also have a plan for their information, like their electronic information, such as the photos and videos on their phone, and then also if you're doing online banking, if you're getting your bank statements and information delivered via email and paperlessly, we have a plan for that. That's important because most information is electronic these days. In the past, the way I learned business, everything came, or more things came by mail. And once passed away or suddenly became ill, we could start getting their mail and figure out what's going on. So now, the more important things for most people is stored electronically. It's not coming in the mail. So so our plans, the digital asset planning is what we incorporate with that. So we'll come back to that some, but I want to go into, let's go to the Maat Legal account, or Maat. So we'll click on this. This will take us to maatlegal.com. Let's see, it opened up in a different window, I think. Let's add a new one here. So maatlegal.com. And let me open up the broadcast window. I'm getting lost, everything on my screen. Here it is. All right, so this is maatlegal.com. This is showing the show last week, the Live Pro Network with Dan Vinson. So that, go ahead and check out. So legal.com, some videos, but let's here. to our YouTube page. So here, we're live right now. Live within a live. So if you're not already subscribed, I want you to go to the click that or subscribe. Your lives here, not to lots of videos there. Different topics. There's video there. maatlegal.com. Oops. I want to show you how the attorneys are using this, how Dana and Associates, how I'm using my estate planning. This log in. This is set up through the Google. All right, so I choose that account, and I am authorized to use this. And then clients set up, so it's searched by me, so I pulled up my file. But this will show all my and associates clients that are using this. So here's where it starts. So it starts with the personal inventory. So before your estate planning meeting, we need some information. We need to know your name, if you're married, if you have kids, that basic information. So for our clients, what happens is they get a link, so that this is a unique link to this account here. So as long as no one has this unique link, as long as you don't share this with anyone, this information is safe. And we're not asking for security numbers here. We are asking for information about your assets. We're not asking for any specific account numbers here. So one, this is safe and secure. Two, getting any sensitive information here either. Okay, so I've seen some attorneys where this intake send out, whatever you want to call it, the personal inventory. We used to call it the fact finder. Those words are 20 pages, and I hate doing that. Like you feel like you got a homework and you're overwhelmed. So I wanted to make our process as easy as possible. Now, this has improved the process for us because the clients can open them anywhere, even on a smartphone or a computer, open link, and then it pulls a page. And then they'll enter their information here. It's really cool. So add your children in there, whatever assets that you have. And this is the information that the attorney needs to know to have a very effective initial meeting. Okay, so the client's going to receive this link. They'll log in here. They'll have this filled out. And then when the attorney gets on with the meeting, I always start with, how did you hear about us? How did you hear about our law firm? And then I like to see what people are interested in. What triggered them to come in. Now, depending on what the questions are, one of the most common things that brings people in is they'll say something like, we want to make it easy for our kids, or we want to avoid probate. Maybe they've heard of probate. A lot of people haven't, though. So usually I'll start by going over what is probate. So this is another part of our Maat Legal material, this PowerPoint. So it defines a lot of these concepts, the important estate planning concepts, in very easy ways. So we can show how a trust avoids probate. You go through this. Oops, that's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be down here. So how a trust avoids probate. So yeah, this is commonly where we get started. We'll talk about so the dead person, the decedent, after they pass away, the trust becomes irrevocable. That's what that lock is. So this process, we go through, define key terms, and then, if you're a newer attorney just getting into estate planning, or if the client wants to go back and watch these videos, they're at on the Maat Legal YouTube. So those videos, like what are subtrusts, how to avoid probate, these are the scripts to those videos. So if you want to hear an explanation, you can go back here, the Maat Legal YouTube, and watch that. So that's a great resource. And then, so the initial consultations will, kind of answer initial questions, see what people are looking for, and then what's next. People usually they want to know what the price is, right? Is that the next question? So let me pull that up. Okay, so this is the welcome kit. So we use this in the first meeting to go over what the process is. So I'd like to show this timeline is really important. It shows how the whole thing's going to work, start to finish. Now, a lot of times people will call, want to know, how much does it cost? How much does a will cost, or things like that. We usually don't like quoting fees. My receptionist, they can't quote fees until and we leave it to the attorneys to quote the fees after we can make some recommendations on what type of plan is right for them. So after we figured out what I guess first we figured out, or we have an idea of who the people are. Let's see, where's my Maat Legal app? Here it is. So in these so the personal inventory, we're going to figure out, have a general idea, if it's a married couple, if they have children, ages of the children, what their assets are, talk about, some of the key estate planning concepts, see what the motivation is. Then we're ready to quote a fee. So for the trust package, so the very first meeting we call the personal family legal session. And these are the steps after they hire us, is to sign the fee agreement. They're going to review the drafting instructions. So if we decide to work together, the next step will be is going over drafting instructions. Then they'll have time to review them after the fact. They'll approve them. Then they'll schedule their next meeting, which is the attorney review meeting. So this is another Zoom meeting. So our virtual meetings are really effective. Visual tools that we can go over. I really like doing the review meeting virtually because we can look at the documents together on the same screen and make sure that they're doing exactly what you want them to do. And if any changes need to be made, they can be made right then. And the goal of this meeting, mark them all final and to be ready for the signing meeting. So the signing meeting is literally just to sign because we've gone over everything before here. After you sign everything, you receive the documents 2 ways. So you're going to get the physical ones in the binder. This is my binder, my personal plan. Then you're also going to get the digital vault. So this goes through. So we got a link through it on the Maat Legal site here, the digital vault. So this is powered by Everplans as a software company, but you get a license into that as part of our plans, part of the Maat Legal plans. So that way you receive everything physically in a very nice package that's efficient, easy to use, and then also via the digital process. Okay, so after you've signed your documents, received your copies, both the physical and the digital versions, we have a final meeting with the attorney. This is what we call the funding meeting. And what we do in this meeting is we make a plan of how everything's going to get transferred to the trust. Now, a lot of trusts fail. By fail, I mean they have to go through probate because there's assets left outside of the trust. So we come up with a plan to help you get everything inside of there. If you have a financial advisor, we encourage them to come to this meeting so they can appear via the Zoom. Okay, so here's the cost for that. So the cost for a trust package, which includes all of these things. So a last will and testament. The will package is also included in the trust package. So that's the last will and testament. That controls your personal property, furniture, jewelry, those types of things. Healthcare power of attorney, which includes a mental health care provision and a living will. And then a financial power of attorney, which is a durable power of attorney. And then the digital vault membership. Okay, the trust package includes all of that, plus the trust, digital asset language. So let's talk about this a little bit more. So there's 3 parts to our digital asset planning. So you have the general digital asset language, the digital asset trust for the specific requests, and then the digital vault membership. So the general digital asset language, now again, here's why this is important. A lot of people don't realize that they have digital assets. They think that's only for famous YouTubers or people that are internet famous. But digital assets is defined as your information that's being stored on your behalf electronically. So if companies are storing your information electronically, that's a digital asset. And the law gives you rights in how to control those digital assets. So that's what I think is very important. And that's a major part of our planning. So the first way to control them is through the digital asset language. So the general request, we're going to say that your trustees, they can get a list. They can get information about your accounts. Because again, what we're trying to do is update estate planning from a time when everything came on paper, when there were paper statements mailed every month. And after someone became ill or suddenly passed away, you could start getting their mail and figure out what's going on. So now in our world, how much of your stuff is on paper? So if something suddenly happened to you, would people be able to figure out what your dealings are? And then on the other hand, we don't want to give too much information. I don't want to destroy privacy. So the request that we came up with is to give just this type of information that is on the personal inventory. So what type of accounts do you have? What bank is it at? Who's the owner? Is it owned by the individual? Is it owned by a trust? Who's the beneficiary and what value? So that's the general part. That's the general part. So by default, if you're doing online banking, we're going to give, or even if you're not doing online banking, even if you're getting everything by paper in the mail, I guarantee that your bank is storing your information electronically, and therefore it's a digital asset, and the terms of the trust are controlling to give just that limited information. Okay, the next step is a digital trust. So let's do this. I'm going to show you how the software, how the app creates a digital asset trust. So this is me as the client, Rilus Law, and let's go into the drafting instance. So I guess let me finish going over all the, and then we'll get back into that. So the digital asset trust is for specific things, like for email. What I recommend for email is the trustee the ability to get a list of emails received. And if you have any photos or videos on your phone, in the cloud electronically, we can leave requests on how to transfer information. Okay, so for a single person, all of those things is $2,500. And for a married couple, it's $3,000. Say if there's some flexibility, you can go up or down there on factors. Factors are, if you want to add what we call a dynasty trust, add a little more protection for your beneficiaries, then that's a plus $1,000. Okay, let's make a digital trust. So successor trustee, we'll say this is going to be just a fake one. I'm going to name Parks Dana. Copy from my children. Boom. So I'll name my kids as my trustee. In my real trust, I have a different trustee. Okay, so if this was a regular session with the client, we'd go through and talk about, at what ages they want the assets. If it's a dynasty trust, we'll talk about whether they want to do a dynasty trust or if they need a special needs trust. And then if it's a dynasty trust, we talk about what ages the kids are going to become the trustees. If you want to make any other specific gifts, this is we're going to the Turtle Foundation of Will. Attorney Will Gray has a turtle Norman. He's part of our it's like our mascot. Or we like hearing about there's a Norman. He's been lost before, but found. And then distribution to beneficiaries. Last will and testament. Talk about who the guardian, the children would be. Durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, digital asset trust. Okay. So this is actually how we make it. And I guess I should go back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. So let's see. Here's Devin Carter saying nice things. I feel like your systems are leaps and bounds above everyone else in the business. Is that accurate? Are they as streamlined as you? Thanks, Devin. Very nice. I think it's accurate. Oops. So I feel like we're there's not a lot of attorneys that are thinking about digital assets. I think they don't understand it, so they say it's not important. I'm seeing the need though. So on the one end, I became aware of this issue when I was a law clerk during college. And when I got this call, I guess it was about 13, 15 or so years ago. I was working as just a law clerk. This was during college, before law school, and someone called and they said, "Hey, my parents passed away. How do I figure out what accounts they have? How do I figure out what they owned?" And the first time I got that call, I went back to the attorneys and I said, "What do I tell this person? What's the answer? What do they do?" And they said, tell them to look around the house for bank statements, see what they can find. Targeting the mail is a good way to gather information, but it's up to them to figure out what's out there. Then we can help them determine if they need to go through probate or if there's a trust that needs to be administered, but they have to bring that information to us. So that same call, it's come in over and over, or a lot of people had issues. So that's really led to how we've developed our estate planning process, the binder, and then also the digital asset trust. So this first part is you list your email that you want to give access to. So this email, the trust is going to say that the trustee can get a list of emails received. They can't get actual content, the messages are in there, but they can just get a list of that were received. Again, balancing privacy. I don't want to give too much access to information. The reason it's important to keep it is we want it easy for Google to follow or whoever the editor is. If the request is too broad, these companies, they have an interest in protecting your privacy as well. For the most part, they won't let people get into your. So This is like mailbox. So allowing the trustee list of emails, that way figure out, you may be banking, where you have a CAD, attack those institutions. Okay. So the very first version of the digital trust I did in 2016, right when I saw that Arizona was going to pass the legislation, it was going to be effective California and most. So I started trust figuring out, how we could do this, like how we can solve these problems. When I get that call at the law firm wanting help to locate assets, and we didn't have good answers. So that was, one of the motivations. So I started this request. And then what I realized later is, all the pictures on the phone. What about everything that I have in the cloud and things like that? I read the Apple iCloud account and realized that the account ends upon your death. So I started including those in the digital asset trust as well. You can say, if copy those accounts to your children. Okay, so I already have things in there. I already have my YouTube account, Apple iCloud account, Google Drive. Okay, let's save all that information. And then here's how we the documents. Go to Draw Documents, and we're going to go Digital Asset Trust. And then boom, spits out over here on the screen. And here it is, Digital Asset Trust. Successor trustee. Oh, those fields didn't populate properly, but software still the beta version. We're using it internally and getting ready to release it to the public. Okay, so but for the attorneys still watching, or for kind of the nerds that want to know the technicalities of this, here's our general request. So this same or very similar language appears in our revocable trust, powers of attorney, and last will and testament. But we say that they can get an inventory of the assets owned, and then also for the liabilities. So tell them about what they're owned, and just give the general information about those things. And then this is a specific request. So this general request appears in all the documents, because at a minimum, your fiduciary to know that information. You need to know about your asset, what you have and what debt you have. So we give them just that limited information, and that's it. And then these specific powers. So for over email, we say that the trustee may request a copy of the catalog of electronic communications for the preceding 12 months. So what that is, that's a list of emails received. So again, they can just list of emails received, not the actual content. So that way, it's the modern mailbox. So the trustee of your trust, who you designate to manage affairs, they can get that limited information after you're gone. Now, for these types of accounts, this didn't populate properly either. It's new. We're still working out some of the bugs of the software, but there'll be more information here saying to copy these accounts to the children of the trustor or to your spouse, or we can also say that you want these accounts deleted or shared. Those are the options under the law. You can copy or delete. All right, so that's a digital asset trust, and let me go back into this PowerPoint. There it is. I want to show a summary of that digital asset trust. Okay, so what are digital assets? It's a record in which an individual has a right or interest. It does not include the underlying asset or liability unless the asset or liability is itself an electronic record. So the information about your accounts is a digital asset. So the information about your bank account is a digital asset. The money in the bank is an actual asset. Some more of these definitions from the Digital Asset Act. So what is a digital asset trust? So the person that makes it is called a trustor. The manager is a trustee. So in the digital asset trust, you name a successor trustee and you give them instructions over your electronic accounts. So things that you have on your smartphone and computer, you can give directions on how to share that information. So hope you guys found that information helpful. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There we go. All right. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this informal stream on a Thursday night. And I'll put up another thing here. So if you want to create your own estate plan, the way to do that is to call my law firm, call, text, email, and we can get you set up for your estate plan. And then attorneys, stay tuned for more details about our Maat Legal software. We're going to be opening mentorships up soon. We're hoping, we think, first of the year, January, we can be ready to let other attorneys start using our app so that they can meet with clients the same way and have effective Zoom meetings, effective virtual meetings, and do effective estate plans that include a digital asset plan and then the binder. I'm really proud of this too. I'm proud of how skinny it is, meaning I tried to eliminate the unnecessary items so we can focus on what is important. And what is important, besides the legal documents that are in here, we want to leave information about your assets. I always tell people, in a perfect world, your successor trustee has the legal documents and all the financial information right together. So I give everyone, as part of our plan, the best chance to do that, or try to make it super easy. We give detailed instructions on what their homework is, what needs to go into the trust and how they do it. And then after they make those transfers, they can leave some clues about that. So I don't want to show my account numbers on screen, but yeah, this is my plan. And our digital planning, with this digital asset inventory and checklist. So again, that's part of life now. What electronic information do you have? How are you storing that? So this is a way to capture that information and make sure that you have a plan for it. And then the miscellaneous section, a few things in there. You can leave unofficial instructions to your trustees. So if you want to give them a little bit more specific instructions, that's my favorite way to do it. I think it's an efficient way where your wishes can be carried, and then your wishes can be carried out, and it also stays out of court. So that's the binder, the physical way that Maat Legal packages get delivered, and then we deliver them electronically as well. So yeah, if you want to set up your own estate plan, give our office a call for that, Dana and Associates. Attorneys, if you're interested in practicing that way, we're going to be having a mentorship program here soon. Thanks everyone for watching here on a Thursday night. Take care.